saying.
There you go. The real estate happy hour.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think, yes, we are. Hold on. Drum roll, please. All right. We are live. If you are here to learn about Generation Y and Z and real estate careers, or you have a Generation Y or Z mentality, you are in the right place. No, in full disclosure, I am not Generation Y or Z. I am the old moderator here, but we have some that are going to be speaking on behalf of that era, Generation Y and Z. Why don't we go around the dial and introduce ourselves yeah, just tell me real quickly how you got into real estate. Start with you, Christine, go.
Dope. Christine Adkins. I am realtor in Virginia and West Virginia. I actually was recruited by my mother, part of the Kim Barber group in 2009 when I was in college. She was selling like 90 REOs a year. And she's like, I need help. And I was like, I'm here for you. And it just escalated into helping with that stuff to now selling and being on an amazing team. So, and nice. I've been doing it ever since. So what is that math of that? 14 years?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Let me get the calculator out. Michelle.
Yes, so I am Michelle Rose. I am licensed in Virginia, also in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And before that, I was a electrical engineer, have a mechanical engineering degree, and was doing real estate part-time before I left to go full-time. But I've been licensed for the past 10 years, since 2013. And I wanted to try this real estate thing out. I haven't looked back since. So
pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yes.
Ashil Lalani. I love saying that last name.
All right. This is Ashil Lalani, very new to real estate market, 20 years in IT, now switching or trying to switch careers, and 6 months fresh in real estate. So, I was recruited as, I joined, and I also am in Virginia, Northern Virginia, primarily serving our Loudoun County as a real estate agent, and happy to be here. Thank you, David.
Yeah, so I'm David Harbour. I'm your moderator. Again, not a Generation Y or Z. I know I just barely made it, but what I'm going to be doing is kind of moderating. We're going to be talking about different topics. We're going to be talking about social media. What is the state of real estate, especially for that generation of Y and Z? And they'll give us their personal experiences and things that they're doing. But I just want to, before we kick this off, I want to read off some stats that I pulled out for Generation Y and Z. So here we go. Generation Zs and Ys, they spend 8 hours a day online, okay? 95% of them have a smartphone or access to one. 32% do transactions on a daily basis on their mobile phones. Interesting. 30% would like to receive emails from brands of people several times a week. Not so interesting. 55% of them use a smartphone for 5 or more hours a day. That is very interesting. And last one here, let's see. 30% of them are persuaded to buy something after seeing it on social media. Does any of those stats surprise you?
No.
Not really.
I'm guilty.
Yep, same here.
Again, I'm going to be at the opposite end of the spectrum here. I know that when I started 25 years ago, we didn't have social media. I'm going to sound like an old fart, but we didn't have social phones, mobile phones that were, like they are today. And anytime that we were doing any type of marketing, it was, we were killing a whole bunch of trees. So maybe that's one of the first things that we start with is social media. What are the social media apps that you're using on a daily basis and ones that you find are the most effective?
Yeah, well, for me, I'll go. Definitely very, very heavy on Instagram. I do have my Facebook and TikToks, but Instagram is where I mostly do all of my what I would call like lead generating or connecting with people online. I have about over 20,000 followers that I've gained over the past couple of years. So it's been pretty awesome, great to connect with people and for them to reach out to me because, with the old school tactics, which would still work in terms of cold calling, door knocking, and all those type of things. It's a lot of high resistance. People, you're calling people that do not know you, and you have to work towards getting them to know you. When you're on the social media side, or specifically for me, Instagram, I had people reaching out to me and messaging me and DMing me and setting appointments with me, saying, "Hey, Michelle, I'm ready to buy and sell." So it's nice to be able to be on the other end where it's a little bit easier to get those type of leads. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to piggyback off of what Michelle's saying, I'm not a Facebooker. I know, don't judge me. I use it for the Kim Barber group, here and there, but Instagram really speaks to me. I love the videos. I love entertaining people getting to know me. I've probably done maybe like 70 videos there, sharing it on YouTube Shorts. And then very excitingly for social media, one of my best friends and I, Kelly, who's actually on this call too, we're starting a podcast where we get to a different market, and they get to know us on a personal level and share everything from real estate to our life and how it affects us. And I think, and my hope is that people can really connect with us and get to know who we are and feel comfortable, reaching out when the time's ready to buy a house or rent or sell or anything in between.
What about you, Ashil?
Yeah, I'm kind of going from a consumer of the marketing apps of Facebooks and Insta to now looking at it as a business tool, actually. So I'm fresh, as I said, and now shifting the gears into moving into the Instas and the Facebook of the world and driving to see, from Christine and Michelle, 20 plus thousand followers. That's amazing. And I think that's what sets the trend, right? So trendsetters and social media is now the life of, as you mentioned, David, for Generation Y and Z. And that's what becomes the whole and soul, right, of what we look around. So as I said, I'm moving from a consumer to now looking at it as a tool for that I can generate business with. So
and you're in technology, so I mean,
I am in technology.
And one of the things, again, going all the way back, is that marketing was much more difficult. You weren't able to get to the masses as easily, whereas right now, for Michelle, you're able to reach out and touch 20,000 people with your message. And that is a powerful, powerful tool. What are some of the different ways that you're using that tool, or what are you communicating? I'm curious on the actual content.
Yeah, so my ultimate goal is always to provide information to people in terms of educating them on real estate, buying or selling, to eventually get them to know, like, and trust me. So education wise, what are the 10 steps to buying a house or how to prepare your home for sale? But then also getting for a day in the life perspective, like when there's certain situations, do a video where I'm trying to open up a door for my buyers and the key, the lockbox is not working, these type of things, or like what to expect when you're under contract and the inspector finds something wrong. It's all about trying to provide value and then provide entertainment, because everybody wants to be entertained. And if you're able to merge both education and entertainment, you have like the total package and value. So once you do that over time, that's when you're going to start getting people used to seeing you on social media. And it doesn't even have to be Instagram or, whatever platform that you use, because we're at a day and age where it's okay to like stalk people, right? To try and find out who they are and going online, seeing what the reviews are and things like that. And if you're able to put out information that makes it easier for them to see you, because you have control over what you want to post, then the more stuff that they watch about you, they're going to feel like they know you. So those are the mix of things. It's educational things, and then just like day in the life of being a real estate agent and what buyers and sellers go through.
Christine, I know you do a lot of content.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's to educate people, just like Michelle said, and then just to also let people know that realtors are more than people who just open doors. You know what I mean? We are the therapist. We are, all these things. We are the home stager. We're the pricing specialist. We know places in the neighborhood, community, all those things, and just trying to share that with people and get them to know the area and why it's important to have somebody that like, and trust on your side, so just educate them and have fun with it. It doesn't always have to be as serious, all the time. So,
yeah, I think that those are excellent points. Ashil, just like this tool is used to push out content, I think Michelle said something that was very pertinent. When you go and you actually start communicating with people, whether it's an open house or appointments, they can also utilize it to look at you and look at your LinkedIn profile, look at your Instagram and seeing what kind of content. So I don't know, do you guys have any type of recommendations on how to have that healthy balance? Like, putting the Cancun photos next to your, real estate information.
I surely have a point of view from coming from a technology standpoint, right? I would like, and what I'm looking into is merging the personal and technology together, right? And that's particularly with the generative AI and the chat GPT right now, that what has created the buzz. Life is becoming easier. I'm sure Michelle is spending hours to build this content. It is getting much more easier as we go forward. And I will be leveraging those tools as well to, of course, it has to be personal to what I see, because David, too, as you mentioned, everybody is trying to validate our credibility and our selves of, would that be the right person? I think that's very critical as a part of this business in order to build that trust and also that kind of a communication in order to say, hey, this is the right person for me to work with. And I think that comfort comes with what you put in on your social media. And of course, I don't want to put my bachelor parties photos next to my so yes, I surely believe that we need to be a little bit more careful about what we put.
Unless it's a really nice house, okay?
Not a trash one, yes.
I think I think it's a huge blessing that, we're living in a technology day and age where I can connect with people on my phone. I can solve their problems, help them find dream homes, help them do all those things from my phone. You know what I mean? It's amazing that we have this kind of technology, quite frankly.
It is, but from an old fogey's point of view, it's also scary, because if you put something out there, 20,000 people can see it, and it's tough to take that back in. That's the other thing. You really have to kind of balance that. So let me pivot to communication. Again, old school, it used to be, hey, they're picking up the phone. What are the different ways that you're utilizing technology as a Generation Y and Z with your clients, with your prospects?
I mean, I can speak for myself and what I'm using. We use things like, a constant contact of the world, KV Core, thebomb.com. Honestly, thank God for Kim Barber and her genius mind. Because we left as a team $3.2 million on the table, not properly following up with people. And we have this amazing system that helps us do automation in regards to text messaging and emails and videos and all these things to stay in front of people, on top of the Bright MLS auto emails and text and calls and video messages and all these things. Is helping us stay connected and stay in front of our client, sphere, friend, all the above. So
what are specifically some of the tools that you're using, i.e. texting, chat GBT, video, bomb video, email? What are some of the things that you're utilizing that are your kind of go-tos that go, this is how I'm communicating?
Literally all of the above. We use video messaging. We use constant contact. We use KV Core in their campaigns to send texts and emails and all these things. We're using a plethora of all of it. It just depends on the client specific, quite frankly, we ask our clients, how do you like to communicate? And we like to cater towards that. You know what I mean? Stay in front of them the best way that they like. So all of the above.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of that, yeah, because every client is kind of different. Some people rather do the old school phones, right? Or not old school phones, but like rather talk on the phone and things like that. Or some people rather, like the younger people, want to text. You know, sometimes they may not answer, but they'll quick to text to respond to you. And the other things that I which would be very good, is to do a video conference, like if you have WhatsApp or if you have FaceTime and things like that. Now, with this whole new wave of AI, artificial intelligence technology, what we used to do within the past couple of years, I used to take some time, can even be a lot quicker or more quicker for us to do with this AI technology that we have out here. So for example, whenever I would try to create or figure out what posts that I want to make for like the week or for the month on my Instagram, you know, I think about these ideas, but now I can be able to go to AI, or Chat GPT is one of the popular ones out there, and say, hey, what can I do? What can I post for the next week or for the next month, real estate related, for buyers and sellers? And it will give you a list of what you can post and ideas, and then you can just use that to your advantage. So instead of you taking so much time, saves you hours of time, and all you got to do is just take action and just post relative to what the ideas that they give you. So AI technology is definitely one of the things that I've been using in the past couple of weeks alone to kind of help me with putting myself out there, not only on social media, on Instagram, but also starting to work on other platforms as well. So
that is amazing and scary, all wrapped into one. Just specifically, Michelle, what application, website are you using for ChatGPT?
So that's the website itself, ChatGPT itself.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's also for the Google version, there's Bard is his name, or is the name, that they're slowly rolling out. I got an email a couple weeks ago that I think is in beta mode, but they're, you know, Google's going to get better and better with that. But there's Bard. There's also, in terms of like social media, because there's so many platforms. And one thing I do recommend to people, to agents, if you're going to start getting on social media, just start with one. Start with one, get that plate spinning. And once you are comfortable and have that plate spinning, then you can go on to the next one, because it's just too much work to try and post on Instagram, post on Facebook, do a YouTube shorts, do a YouTube video, do a dance on TikTok. Like, it's just a lot. So start with one place, and I'm working on trying to work on another social media platform, since now I have like Instagram kind of up and running. But there is a website called getmunch.com, GETMUNCH.com. And that is a place where you can be able to create your long form videos. Let's just say you're going to be posting videos on YouTube. It could be 5-minute videos or however long. And then you put that video in getmunch.com, and it will chop it up for you in reference to an Instagram post, in reference to a YouTube short, in reference to I think maybe Facebook videos, but and it also creates the title. It also creates a description and some hashtags. So again, if you can be able to start on multiple platforms, this kind of makes it a little bit easier to kind of chop it up for you, edit it for you, and then all you got to do is just download it and upload it into the specific social media stuff. So again, AI is starting to make things what used to take longer a lot shorter to do.
Yeah, I love Chat GPT. I think I use that one and OpenAI. And if you don't think I've used that thing to help me write a property description for a new listing I put in the MLS all day, it sounds like, what do you feel when you're in the house? Like all these things. And it sets you apart, because other people write like 2 sentences. I don't really care that it's got 2 bedrooms and 3 baths. Let me get the feel. You know what I mean? It's helped me do things from that to Instagram post to Facebook post and everything in between. It's game changer.
It's insane. So what do you do? Do you just describe the house, or do you give the address and it just does it for you, or do you have to give it?
I tend, in regards to describing houses, I give it very specific commands, like describe to me what a new build, 4-level with an elevator new build is, you know what I mean? Like an updated property. You kind of have to be really specific with it, you know, right. Describe an open floor plan rambler for me. You know what I mean? And of course you have to edit some words here and there, you know, it's not, you're not copying.
It gives you the meat of the description.
Yeah. Send it all day.
the best thing is you can say, explain it in a 4-year-old or a 10-year-old would understand, and ChatGPT will actually bring it in a way, making it as simple as what a 10-year-old will understand. So that's the power of AI. And I think we are using it in many different forms right now, even on Facebook and YouTube, and that they have integrated within themselves. That, I think there is lots of leverage that we are doing, making our lives easier to drive to engaging with the customer, engaging with the client, engaging with our business counterparts as well. And I think, David, to your question, email is kind of the primary route. Everything is now work from home. We are driving most of our communication through emails or chat. And I come from India, and in India, entire marketing campaigns are run on WhatsApp, right? So I have seen that, and I have done that, used that, leveraged that as well. And I think that's kind of chat and emails are usually the client communication tools that I use right now when it comes to engaging with the customers or clients. And then when it comes to marketing side or building the brand, it's either the website. So you surely need a website that will make your brand, as well as you surely need social media, where we talked about, is this guy the right guy for me? Does he have the right chops that he needs to? And that's what validates it.
That's awesome. So if you're watching this, if what you're hearing is that obviously you need to understand a little bit of this, as far as marketing, but you don't have to know all of it at once. You start a little bit at a time. Also, for those that aren't Generation Y and Z, but you have a Generation Y, Z mentality, or you don't have that mentality, it's still important that you know this stuff, because that client base, I think it's 85 million Generation Y and Z are moving up into the buying, power. You need to be able to communicate and understand how they interact. It's not going away. So this is all great stuff. So let me ask you this, and Kim's on, obviously. We have, I'd like to think that we have a Generation Y and Z mentality, but it used to be you'd have to drive to the office, and then maybe once a month there would be a trainer there, and they would talk about something and eat stale donuts and whatever. How is that now for the Generation Y and Z? How are you learning real estate, and how are you able to collaborate in today's world as a real estate professional?
I can start. I am new. I'm learning a lot. So everything is, if you wherever you have internet, I think that's where the technology is there. And for everything that I need, everything is on a click of a button, right? So starting from understanding the business to how to go and talk to a seller or a buyer, everything that is needed for somebody who is starting brand new is there, to the detail level, to icon agents who has multi years and multi millions of revenues, right, selling. I think they also are giving trainings and those. So it's a very easy accessible, right? I can do it from home. I can do it from my bed. I can do it from a coffee shop. And I think that's what the flexibility that I like of having the training that is available as as I'm learning through in the last 6 months of real estate.
Yeah, and I'll also add to that, because before I was with the EXP, I've been with the EXP for a couple of years now, but before then I was with a brick and mortar, and it was kind of hard for me to go to the physical classes or the physical meetings and things like that. I always missed it. And, for me, I just rather do things online. It's just a lot easier, a lot quicker. And so when I moved over to EXP, it was just so much easier because everything is online. If I want to have a meeting, I can be able to do either a Zoom call or go into our EXP world. Even if you do not have not an agent and you're not part of, don't have access to the EXP world, you can be able to come on as a guest and create your own avatar. We can be able to meet anytime, anywhere. And I like the fact that the connection with all the realtors in EXP, we can meet each other anytime, anytime, and no matter what time zone. So that's always pretty cool. And then also when it comes to, even though we are mostly online based. Oh, what I wanted to say was that even when, the panorama happened a couple of years ago, we did not miss a beat because we were already online anyway, cloud based. So we still had our EXP did not stop. We did not slow down. We did not lose any money or anything due to the fact that we had some brick and mortars that, we had to like give up and things like that. So, and even though we are cloud based, we do, have that connection with Regis, where we can be able to meet or have an office if we want to. And again, anywhere in the world, wherever Regis is available. And that's what's like really cool about it. So, yeah.
I mean, speaking for myself, being able to connect with agents, because our brokerage is not just the United States, it's around the world, right? So like being able to connect with and learn and grow and have fellowship with people all over the world, you cannot do that going into an office. I've grown my business, my relationships, my network of people just from going in the world, workplace, wherever, teaching a class, because I've done that. Oh, so embarrassing. All these things. I've grown my business. I've got to know people who are on the other side of the country, the other side of the world. Like, that's amazing. And if I'm not in front of my computer, I can always listen on my phone on the app for EXP. You know what I mean? So it's more than just, going in there, but the things that these, I think, what's it called? The EXP University, the classes and the stuff that people share is priceless. I did not get that from any of the brick and mortar brokerages that I was with before EXP, quite honestly. So I'm really excited that we switched.
I think the benefit is that we're able to access professionals all around the world instead of just your local regional market. And we're able to do it on a daily basis where we have 20 live classes. They're live, which is incredible. I taught a class for Utah just on Monday. I wouldn't normally be able to do that, 20 years ago, but now, I taught a class there. If you're hearing us talk about the EXP world, if you're watching this, reach out to somebody who sent you here. EXP was nominated as one of the most innovative real estate brokerages in the country, not once, but twice by Inman News. And we use Zoom and Google Meet and Voxer and all these different things. But we also own and utilize a 3D virtual platform, which we call EXP World, which is, it's mind-blowing. We have 90,000 agents utilizing it. It's a virtual world. You've probably heard of Facebook Meta. Well, we've been doing this for 12 years. So reach out to somebody and you can take a free class and experience this for yourself.
Yeah, if nobody said this yet, I'd like to just add. So one of the reasons why we came here, that we learned quite quickly, is the amount of sharing that people do is unlike.
Sharing is caring, Christine.
And word, it's unlike anything. People are so willing to be like, hey, I did this in my community. I did this here. This is how it was successful for me. Let me share this with you for free. You know what I mean? There's no, hey, what are you giving me back in return? There's none of that. So the community at EXP and everything that they share and want to help you with is unreal, honestly, and game changer. So,
and I can vouch for that actually, because I have seen that for hands in real, where I have been helped by mentors and Christine and Michelle, and many of the times where we share ideas and how do we go about doing things in multiple different levels. And I think that's because of the technology. Like Christine is working in a whole different area. Michelle is working on different areas, right? But we are still a team. And that's what makes us comfortable, because of this remote work, because of this technology, because of being able to see each other still. I think we have that personal connection, but we still don't have those level of competition that we usually see in brick and mortar businesses as well, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that helps to be successful.
Sounds like a lot of love going around here. What would you guys say to somebody that's either A, young in this Generation YZ era and thinking about getting into real estate, or maybe they're not in Generation YZ, but they have that mentality and they want to be there? And partner up with somebody like an EXP? What are some of the things that you might say to them?
Yeah, well, definitely. When you join, they connect you with a mentor. So if you even done no deals, if you've never done, if you're brand new, you will be part of the mentorship program, and then they will connect you with someone who has been in the business for a little bit, and they can be able to teach you the ropes, and you can learn the ropes as well on your first couple of transactions. So that can definitely be a stepping stone. Plus, when you're a new agent, or even if you are an existing agent that's transferring over, you are hit with a water hose. It feels like a plethora of information that you're going to be receiving about the onboarding process, and then transferring over your licenses, or where you're hanging your license, and learning the transactions, and just how to get around an EXP. So it's a lot. And so you'll have a good number of people, not only your mentor, but a good number of people that can be able to help you along the way. Your mentor, your sponsor that brought you in. And then also we have the Facebook not marketplace, Facebook workplace. The workplace, which is like a Facebook, but it's all EXP agents. So you'll be in certain groups based on what you're doing, based on what stage you're in, and things like that. If you're a new agent, if you are an agent in Utah, and things like that, and you can be able to just type in a question or get advice, and people will respond to you very quickly. It was nice, because I remember when I joined, like, there were certain things that even now I still go into the workplace and I'll ask like questions and things like that, and people will respond, not just your broker, but other agents too. So,
I mean, I would say, what do you have to lose? Quite honestly, what are you going to be stuck with? Oh my gosh, there's so many marketing tools. There's so much technology. I don't know what to do with myself. I mean, honestly, I'd love to have that problem,
Right.
And there's so many things here, and I've been here, since 2017, and I still don't know everything that they have to offer. So, I mean, it's just amazing. You have to check it out for yourself, quite honestly.
It is overwhelming. And one thing, if I can chime in, is that when coming on board, you are given all these tools and technology to really adapt to doing real estate in today's market for the Generation Y and Z. But you also get to tap into the real estate, veterans. Kim's on this, Kim Barber, who's, like myself, been here a little while, and have, Kim is an icon agent multiple times over. You're able to tap into that knowledge and ask questions and find out, and ride in her wake of all the things that she's done on top of that. It's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, and then also to kind of explain for the people who don't know what icon agents mean, that means that they are top producing in our EXP world, if you will. So meaning, like, what they've done, they've capped, and then they've done an extra
20 deals.
Extra 20 deals on top of that within the your anniversary date of the day that you signed up. And so if you're able to do that many deals, then you definitely have to be recognized for that. And the way we recognize people in EXP is if they become an icon agent, and there's benefits to that level as well. So,
and I think also, Michelle, like, part of being a part of that icon club, whatever you want to call it, these icon agents give back. You know what I mean? They teach classes. They, tell you how to do things. They mentor. They do all these things. It's more than just like a title too. It's, hey, how am I going to give back and share and be a part of that community?
Yeah.
And I think David's from a earlier question perspective, I would say, I come with, when I joined, multiple things to juggle. I think everybody has that, where you are juggling your life, you are juggling your family, you are juggling your jobs, or multiple businesses. And when you're looking at a career like this, right, and an organization that is technology first, I think that's what makes it more easier to manage the business as well. And that's what I feel. And that's why I joined EXP, because it was technology first. I don't have to go onto an office to get a legal help, or I don't have to go into an office to get a training done. And that's what makes it more accessible. I can get a recording and learn that thing later in order for me to be up to date with what's changing on the real estate side. So lots of benefits I see, particularly for folks who are busy on their 9 to 5 and still want to do something which can, a side hustle. And I think this is surely something that I feel which is, very strong when it came to my decision of joining EXP, because it is a technology first. I come from a technology background, and that's what kind of linked me to this.
David, do you know, for people who are watching the EXP world, are you aware how many like different departments there are there, so people can get like a feel for, it's not just you walk in and there's somebody sitting at like a virtual desk, right? Like it's a world. How many different departments do you guys think is in there?
50 plus, if not more. There's, there's, every state has its own office, accounting. I mean, it's pretty incredible. If you're watching this, there's no strings attached. Reach out to the person that brought you here. Reach out to somebody who's on here and say, I'd like to experience this. This company was built on technology, and not just to say, hey, we're a bunch of nerds using technology, but it's to increase our ability to collaborate, train. It's also used to save time. Time is our most precious asset. And like Michelle was saying, if I don't have to drive somewhere when it's snowing outside and I can go to a meeting, that's the thing that was one of the game changers for me, is that every minute is important for me. I have 2 young boys. So I don't want to, this could go on and on. We have so many different avenues that we can go, but I'll leave you guys with this question. For somebody that's watching this, and maybe they're at an existing brokerage, you have all been at different real estate brokerages, except for Ashiel. I think this is your first one, right?
That's right.
Without throwing those other brokerages under the bus, explain why this company has so much more, or the comparison between what you were at before at an old traditional brick and mortar and what they provided, as opposed to what you have here.
It's kind of hard to, sorry, go ahead, Michelle. I was going to say, it's kind of hard to like put it into perspective, because you almost have to experience it at some degree to understand, but there's such a community, and we're not paying for brick and mortar offices. So they can provide, EXP can provide us with so much more. There's only so many tools somebody can prepare in an 8-hour day, right? There's only so many conference rooms that you can have at brick and mortar. There's only so many departments you can have there. And with EXP and our lack of brick and mortar, they're able to provide for us in other ways. And it's kind of hard to describe. Do you know what I'm trying to say, Michelle?
Yeah. Nope, I understand. And to kind of like say a little bit more, yeah, because I've been, this is the longest I've ever been with any other brokerages, and like my third one. So I know like what I want and what to look for. And so when I came here to EXP, it was just like it fit, it worked, because again, the biggest thing, and this is for whether you're a full-time or a part-time agent, because I know there's a lot of part-time agents out here. And so I know for me, when I was a part-time agent, it was very hard to go to the office, because by the time I would go to the office, everybody's already left, because my job ended at 4 or 5 or so, and I wouldn't be able to get any help because the broker was already left home. So for everything to be online, we're in the age where this is a technology age here. And as David said, that technology is meant to make your life easier. And EXP has helped to make my life easier in terms of how I meet with clients, how I connect with clients, and things like that. Now, we are cloud-based. As we mentioned, we do have that connection with Regis, so we can be able to have some type of brick and mortar, or meet with people if they want to meet physically. The other thing is that even though we can be virtual and stuff, we do, as agents, have our connections and have our meetings or have our events with each other. So that way we can be able to see our other agents in person and get to know them and things like that. So you have the best of both worlds. And for me, I just like the fact that it just works for me, my schedule, my life, that I can be able to go and look at a course through our EXP classes, which we have like hundreds of them a week that you can be able to choose from. And I can be in my pajamas if I want to, or be half dressed or pajamas.
Or a bachelor party, like a show.
Hey,
yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
we do in real life things, like Top Golf we've done, Happy Hour we've done, Dance-A-Palooza we've done like 3 times. That was a big dance party for charity thing. Like it's not just, oh, I'm going to meet online too. It's in real life. I've met Michelle, you know what I mean? I've met Paula, I've met David, you know what I mean? All these things. So we do get together too and have a blast when we do. So
Well, 12 years ago, when I launched it in Virginia, I had no idea that it would grow as massively and as fast as it has. But to see what it's grown into, if you're in real estate or you're just thinking about getting into real estate, reach out to one of these guys, you know, Christine, Achille, Michelle, and ask them, what is it like being part of this company? What is it like being part of something, as Achille said, is groundbreaking? We are the first cloud-based brokerage. We offer incredible tools. The training and support is literally off the hook, 60 plus hours. We get along. I'm so proud to, be in, business with you guys, and I consider us partners in that sense, that I'm here to help you, and Michelle has taught us, and Kim, and so forth. So I would just say, come on in and just try it. There's no strings attached, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
David,
Yeah.
if I may add, I know I don't come from a brokerage, but I did do my research before I joined, right? So one thing for sure, I would say that when it comes to cost and associated with everything that you are doing, it's a much more cost effective when it comes to when you don't have to pay for your larger fees associated with, brick and mortar things. One of the other things that I liked about joining, which differentiated, was also associated with multiple revenue streams, right? Where we can drive business, not only sitting in Virginia, I can drive business back home in India. And that's amazing, right? That can only happen if I have a technology background, supporting backend with me, and some brokerage which is kind of expanded to the level and making it simple for us, for an agent like me who doesn't get into what India market would look like at that time, right? So I think it exponentially opens up avenues of revenue and passive incomes that I believe that was one of the critical aspects that I feel that differentiates EXP as well.
That's an excellent point, Achille. I just got 2 leads from Hawaii. For those watching, we're in all 50 states, we're in 25 countries, and we're growing, I think, the fastest growing real estate brokerage that's ever existed. And we didn't even talk about the 3 ways to generate revenue here: stock and revenue share. That's too easy. I mean, again, I don't want to sound like condescending, but I think about my old brokerage and I feel bad for those people that don't have that ability to earn stock, earn equity, and earn revenue share. But that's a whole nother topic.
I mean, game changer for me. Who knew that I would be 20 something talking to my financial advisor? Like, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this stock. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I have stock in the company. I didn't have that anywhere else. Changed my whole real estate game, life, all that stuff. So I'm super blessed.
Awesome. Listen, we've been on 45 minutes. I don't want to bore people to death with, there is an incredible amount of excitement, obviously, for where we are, if that shows on this, but there's a camaraderie, there's a collaboration, there's a true foundation for technology training and helping one another here. So come and try us out. You guys have any closing words before we say goodbye?
Nope. If you guys have any further questions, you can definitely reach out to us and we will be happy to answer. So
yeah, I'm here for you.
Same
awesome. Here. Hey, thanks for your time, guys. And we'll do this again and maybe come up with some other topics. I know Michelle has Instagram classes and Christine is going to be doing, you want to promote your podcast now?
No?
It will be very soon. Stay tuned. Just stay tuned. The next couple of weeks, it's gonna be over.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well,
and
that's
our YouTube
it, guys.
channel too.
Generation Y and Z in real estate careers, and you don't have to be Generation Y and Z. Just the mentality. Okay. I like to think of myself as much younger. So those people who've been in the business a while, we get to learn from young bucks like these. All right, guys. Thank you.